What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns climbing up back on Mount Soapbox for another rant, as I do, part of tradition, almost each and every Sunday, as long as I or you have something to rant about. That's right, I do take requests, I do take suggestions regarding rants, so feel free to leave those below in the comment section. By the way, this week's rant is from one of you. Shout out to GVRSKT97, posted this rant suggestion, quote unquote. I don't know if you've done this already, but I would suggest doing a rant on the GTA community and how toxic it is. To be more specific, I mean how many assholes are in the community blowing up people and stuff. I know this is well-known fact about the GTA community, but I'd like to hear your opinion, and also consider the lack of teamwork and frustration that comes into place when playing things like heists with randoms. Furthermore, deathmatches, race captures, and many different modes are effing empty! All people do is kill each other in free mode, and it's just dumb considering how many things you can do, and the free mode update isn't helping either, quote unquote. Thanks again for the suggestion, GVR. So let's get into it. A gamer rant! Roll credits! Alright, so in all seriousness, since Grand Theft Auto Online launched in, nearly 2 years ago, coming up October 2013, on last gen, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, there have been gamers whose only purpose in Grand Theft Auto Online is, according to Alfred, to watch the world burn. Now, the reality of Grand Theft Auto Online, PvP happens. Team deathmatches happens. One-on-one deathmatches happen. It's expected. But there's also plenty of gamers playing Grand Theft Auto Online that just want to drive around or fly around, goof off, hang out with friends and crewmates while grinding missions, doing heists, racing, death matches, captures, LTSs, etc. Unfortunately, while they're not bothering anybody whatsoever in a free mode, they get targeted, trolled, killed, and blown up by these other gamers. Which, as GVR pointed out a moment ago, basically has turned the public lobbies into endless death matches, and that's probably going to go back to normal, well, quote-unquote normal, after the event weekend is over. Right now, people are still having a honeymoon period with the free mode events update. Well, I kind of feel like that's passed a few days ago, but people are still playing it as of today, Sunday. Now tomorrow, Grand Theft Auto Online may be a different world entirely, where gamers are, easily bored and done with the latest update, and they're ready to go back killing, murdering, and blowing each other up, as well as all the other gamers that happen to be in the same lobby as they are. Now, one thing we have to expect and understand about Grand Theft Auto Online, the series as a whole, is that this is the nature of the beast. The game itself is about freedom. It's an open world game, and it allows you the opportunity to be the bad boy or the bad girl while playing Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, there was such thing as bad sport lobbies for gamers that was going a little too far with the rampaging, the killing of everyone else, even those that had no quarrel with them. But I don't think the bad sport lobbies are enforced anymore. And despite the fact that there is technically a way to kick said gamer out of a lobby by voting them out, you have to get everyone else on board. And most of the time, people are scattered throughout the map, doing their own thing, gang attacks, robbing convenience stores, running errands for Simeon, or running and gunning against the police. Which unfortunately means that you usually have to try and move on to a less hostile lobby, or go into an invite-only session along with friends and crewmates. So unfortunately, I fear, GVR, that the quote-unquote really bad, nasty psycho gamers that are like Joker, who just want to watch the world burn, blowing up vehicles, doesn't matter if you're in a T20 costing 27 grand, they don't care, obviously, they're still going to blow your ass up. They're not going anywhere. Which is a really big reason why I avoid public lobbies. I go into an invite session, usually, like I mentioned, with friends, with crewmates, with viewers, subscribers, and fans, because I find that it's just a lot more fun to be in a lobby with people you know that you can goof off with. And even if you do get in a shooting fest with them, it's all fun and games. And if one of you gets tired of being shot up by the other, you can simply call a truce and then it's over. Afterwards, you can have some good laughs, you can go do some racing, death matches, captures, missions, even heists with those friends and crewmates. Now, I really wish that Rockstar would properly punish the quote-unquote bad sports, the ones that go a little too far. I would like to see some sort of algorithm to where Rockstar could determine if player A is just simply fighting back against another player in the lobby or just going around killing everybody for no rhyme or reason. Perhaps there's some sort of like meter that builds up, not the mental state meter, but something else that you don't see as the gamer, but Rockstar can detect via their system, and it shows them, okay, who's going a little too far and who's been doing it, several days in a row. If you do it longer than 2 days in a row or several hours non-stop, just going around killing everybody, then that's when the hammer drops. No, you don't get banned. No, you don't get put in a cheater pool. You get sent to the big house, the prison, Bolingbroke, with all the other psychopaths in the game. It's actually my original idea. My very first video on this channel back in March of 2014 revolved around that Bolingbroke idea. Sitting the really bad gamers off there for several hours or several days. They had to hang out in the prison. They couldn't go anywhere else. They could do stuff in the prison, obviously. It wasn't completely boring. It was an experience, but they lost all their weapons. They had to wear an orange jumpsuit. They could get a shiv or a knife. But I really don't feel like Rockstar is going to actually dedicate servers for Bolingbroke prisons or go to that much trouble to deal with the really, really bad sports. And a lot of times it may not even be a deterrent. They may like being at Bolingbroke. Some people like being in prison for some rhyme or reason. That's just how the soap drops, I suppose. But I do have some issues with fellow gamers. Now, bear in mind, I am a fellow gamer. I've been a gamer long before I was a YouTuber. In fact, I've probably been a gamer long before any of you have been around. I've been playing video games since I was a kid back in the 80s. In television, original Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, N64, PlayStation 1, the PC, original Xbox, Xbox 360, and of course current-gen consoles, Xbox One and PlayStation 4, along with all the other portable consoles I've had over the years. So yes, I love gaming. And since this is a rant video, I feel like I have to add my own piece to the pie, my own ingredients along with GVRs. I have some issues with fellow gamers, and I'm not going to be hypocritical because I'm probably guilty of some of these as well. I take issue with gamers who, quote-unquote, take the game too seriously. Bear in mind that no matter how frustrated you get in a race or a deathmatch or a mission or in any other game out there, it's just a game. It's for entertainment purposes only. Now, have I gotten pissed off a few times over the years? Yes, I have. But at the same time, after each experience, I learned to take myself a lot less seriously when it comes to gaming. Now, before racing badly, before I started the gaming channel, I tried my ass off to win races in Grand Theft Auto Online. And that's when I realized I really sucked at racing. But I got angry. I got pissed. And then one day, I thought about it. I'm like, what am I getting so mad for? I love racing. Doesn't matter how good or bad I am. The point is I'm having a good time. Why get angry about it? Why be so salty? And that's when the idea for Racing Badly came around. One of my shows that's been around since the start of the channel back in March 2014. Now this part definitely ties into about taking games too seriously. Gamers who rage quit races, missions, heists. Yes, it happens to us all, and it's happened to me once or twice. At least 2 or 3 episodes of Racing Badly. There's been like, what, 200 plus episodes so far, so that's not bad, okay? Most of the time, I usually take it with the last place or the DNF like a good boy. But even I've been known to rage quit. Now, other issues I have with gamers are those that like causing console wars. Whether it's on current gen or last gen, PC, Wii, Atari, whatever. Can't we all just game along? Can't we all just enjoy playing video games? Doesn't matter what console it's on, doesn't matter if it's on PC or last gen or current gen or future gen. Just enjoy video games because they're fun. They make for a great escape and sometimes a mental punching bag when you're having a really bad day. And I can't tell you how many times I had a terrible day when I was in radio or doing this or that. And the only thing that stopped me from going postal was turning on my console, whether it was PlayStation 2 or the original Xbox, Xbox 360, or now with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and playing some Grand Theft Auto. Doesn't matter if it was Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, or Grand Theft Auto Online. it really did allow me to vent, to take my anger and frustration of the world out on this video game. I could go wreak havoc in Liberty City or Vice City or throughout San Andreas, and there were no real consequences. The cops weren't called. I didn't end up on the 10 o'clock news or on the FIB most wanted list. I mean FBI most wanted list. And I take serious issue of anybody that demonizes violent video games, because why stop there? Perhaps we should ban violent TV shows, or movies, or books, or comic books, or graphic novels, or plays. Where does the over-the-top PC censorship end? Okay, back on topic. So some issues that I have with gamers revolve specifically around Grand Theft Auto Online DLC. Now, I realize that this past DLC wasn't exactly the best, the free mode events update. There were some good things about it. There were also some bad things. I mentioned it in Friday's review. But at the same time, it's not always going to be 100% good. You got a whole team of developers at Rockstar North working hard in order to try and continue to improve Grand Theft Auto Online. And yes, you can buy shard cards to pay for the new items that come out, but you're not forced to. You can get together with some of your friends or crewmates or go solo, grinding missions and heists in order to rake up enough cash, enough Grand Theft Auto currency to purchase some, maybe not all of the future items that come out in the next DLC. There's always plenty of time, at least a month or several months between DLCs, giving you ample opportunity to go in and do missions with your friends, your crewmates, or even heists if you can find 3 other people. But just remember that there are far worse DLCs that roll out from other gaming companies, and some of those DLCs you actually have to pay for. And most of the time, the so-called paid DLC is not worth it at all. So in other words, you're getting way better quote-unquote free content for Grand Theft Auto Online from Rockstar than you are getting in paid content from other developers and other video games. But in conclusion, I will say this, Rockstar. You better give us a Halloween DLC, or else. Okay, I'm sorry. Please give us a Halloween DLC, Rockstar. We would very much appreciate it, especially since we didn't get any new content in the previous update. Maybe that's the method of the madness. Maybe you've listened to us over the past year, asking you, begging you, pleading you, tweeting you, and emailing you to give us a Halloween DLC. Hopefully that will be happening in October. And if not, c'est la vie, life goes on. But despite all of our flaws, I sincerely love you all, my fellow gamers. Gaming has been a very important part of my life, and it's something I've been passionate about since I was a wee lad. And chances are I'll be a gamer all the way to the grave, whether it's 50 years from now or 50 days from now, or 50 minutes from now. If that's the case, at least I got to see the season premieres of South Park and Doctor Who. But if I survive yet another weekend, I promise I will continue to post awesome content for you, my viewers, subscribers, fans, and fellow gamers.